everybody's getting sideways.
What's going on, believers? Guys, we are having a... Can you hear me, by the way? I think I plugged a microphone in too late. Let's see. Quick audio check. Seems to be working. All right, so it seems to be working. So what's going on, everybody? Have a good morning. I hope you're having a good morning. My name's Bleaves, and we are going to get right into it today. We are looking at a lot of crypto news going on. First of all, big move by Saitama in the last bunch of hours. In the overnights, you can see here that two big candles have formed, giving Saitama a lift up to 1,436. That's big levels. The candles formed each time. You can see that with wicks on the top because there's a lot of people taking their profits. But so far, we've had a big run in this last hour, and that run has been sustained, and we haven't experienced any kind of downward movement other than a little candle. There's a lot of green in this market right now. There was a 9 sell-off at the 13-minute. There was a 8 sell-off at the 9-minute. There was a 10 sell-off at the 8-minute. But when you are having a good positive move like they're having right now, and you're seeing that start to develop, then you're going to start to feel good about what's going on here. However, there are some big sells. We are getting into the moment of the day when people start to take their profit and start to go to sleep in the overnight, in the overseas markets. So we're going to see if this is sustainable, and we'll see if this doesn't drop down just a little bit as we watch what happens. Also, we've got Terra. Terra has gone from 55 to 48 in the overnights. This was yesterday morning. We were trading at around 55, which has dropped down now to around 48. And it looks like if you track just a little bit with your ether scans, you can see that a lot of the money is moving back and forth between Terra and Saitama right now because people are trying to time everything just right so that they can get in on whatever profit there is. There was just an announcement, by the way, if you hadn't seen it. It was, I don't know if it came from Saitama itself, but it came from, it looked like OKEX, letting them know that the votes are in. Spot trading for Saitama will open at 6 a.m. on March 29, and spot trading will open it at 8 a.m. on March 29, and that Saitama, Milo, QOM, Pit, Bryce, Cats, and Shinja are all going to be part of whatever it is going forward with. I don't know if it's, by the way, I don't know if OKEX is just does general trading, or if they do a specific trading like L Bank, where they put it into like a crypto meme market or anything like that. But I don't see Shinja up here, but I see Shinja down here. So that seems like it's a good case for everybody right now. So we'll see how it plays out. But it looks like a good run is about to form and happen for the community for Saitama. And that is going to be a really good thing because they have needed it for a long time. So I think it's a great opportunity. And for anybody who's trying to make a profit, I'm nervous, so I'm not going to tell you to move any money over into Saitama yet, because even if there's twice as many people buying, there's still going to be a lot of people that are going to want to sell simply because of all the wrecking that they received. So if you bought back at the when the 0 was gained and it was in the 9 level, or you bought somewhere around the 10 level, then you're up 40%. That's a pretty good move for you. That's probably about the best I would think that you're going to expect to sustain for any period of time. So be very careful if you're trading, if you're doing swing trading, if you're doing day trading, because this is a tough one to support right now. So be careful. Moving on. So Terra is sitting around 47, 48. The money is still going to come out, and if you can track any one of these wallets, then you're going to probably see a move over to Saitama. This was a few minutes ago, and we did a multi-call. So this one went into Archie. So something's going on with Archie Nico. By the way, for anybody paying attention, Archie Nico, I believe that's the MMA. There was an MMA post about this the other day from, I think, Joker from Hex, and he went over it with Ian Grindschmidt, who has been a beneficiary of some of this. So I think that he and they are feeling pretty good about that product. But as you go through here, then you're going to find that the money is going into product that we think are going to have that quick rise and that quick movement, and you're going to see a lot of it going into Saitama. You're going to see a lot of it going into any other places starting to moon. I don't really see anything that we're really covering that's cutting loose. So, well, Quam is probably having a moment here. And you know what? There's probably, if we take a look, we're probably going to see a quick up on Shinja as well. So let's see if we're not getting some positive sentiment out of Shinja for the moment. Not yet. Doesn't seem to have taken root. Last couple hours have been 5 green candles, but it doesn't seem like it's a very big move. So we'll see. We'll see how this plays out over the short term. It's OKEX. I mean, this is a definitely a good exchange for all involved. So play it right, play it to the best of your ability, and hope you get lucky on this one. Moving on to Volt. Volt is trading at 41.39 right now. Now, if you've been paying attention, Volt's been having quite a movement since it dropped to 31. Hit that 3,000 level. It's bounced back up. It bounced back up on the news that Volt game was now available. And if you have not played it yet, I will show you real quickly what this game looks like. We're going to pop right in. It doesn't take a moment to get in here to play, and it is actually pretty entertaining. All it takes is the WAS format for what it is that you're trying to do. Select an automobile, and it gives you a countdown. And now all you are trying to do in this, and by the way, if you are playing what I just did in the free game, then what you are doing is playing for Ethereum. So now avoid the cars. That's the rule of the land, and get them to hit stuff. When they hit stuff, then they lose some of their energy, and you can gain. So just keep making them fly around and bang into stuff. And if you can do that long enough, then you're going to be good. Also, you can smash into them and knock them out. So, and as you can see here, I'm at like minute 40. I'm at 43, 45 seconds right now. This game is a timed game. So, whatever you're doing here, it doesn't take very long. So, like we're playing right now, pretty soon, any second now. And basically, all you're doing, by the way, is just grabbing hearts. And there's going to be a lot more that come after you in short order after you start doing stuff here. So you can see here, and I'm done. So that's what it looks like. Pretty fun game. You connect your wallet. When your wallet is connected, then you get there's also a ranking system, and and you can type in leaves and search, and it will tell you where you rank. I currently rank 91st. That's 165, so that's just short of 3 minutes. 2 minutes, 45 seconds of time that I was in the game that gets me ranked. And then if you go over to the Twitter account for Volt, you can actually see where what your payout is in the rankings. It takes me just a moment to go down here a bit to find it, but there is a ranking system here, and they will tell you exactly how much you earn from doing this. And it may take me a second to get there. I apologize. I don't mean to waste your time looking for it, but there is a 6-part post out here that explains exactly what it is. I think I might even be not far down enough. It's the 25th, I believe. By the way, there was a 20 ETH buyback that you just saw for Volt. So here's the game. There's Ian Heinisch. By the way, Ian Heinisch is also a representative of Volt and Archie Nico. So there's kind of a synergy here. And also, they were in Turkey just recently, and they are now having a big campaign in Turkey. So, man, it takes forever to get to this spot. Hey, the one thing that you have to say about Volt is that they are incredibly active. Okay, here we go. This is the P2E game, and what it says is there's a ranking system here. There we go. So for first place is $3,000 in Ethereum. Second to 10th place is $1,000 each. 11th to 20th is 700. All the way down to 41st to 50th is 100. So if you're in the top 50 in this project, then you're going to win some money, some guaranteed money. That's a pretty good thing. And if your project is winning, then they are going to do a $20,000 buyback minimum. By the way, this is the lowest amount that will be done by the buyback. What matters is how much they gather from whatever it is that they're doing. But Pongo was in second place, by the way, by a long stretch. As a matter of fact, if you go over here and look at the game and look at the projects, then you can see here Pongo is in second place at 363. Volt is in first place. Kongtama has entered the race, by the way, and there's a couple of different teams. You have to enter your team, but as you enter your team, as you start playing, then you will start to gain for your team. You can see even Shiba Inu has now joined, Bitcoin has now joined, Ethereum has joined the mix, Solana has joined the mix, Shiba Inu has joined the mix. There's a lot of tokens that are going to, in the next couple of days, start to put themselves together and join this race to try to burn some of their tokens, with 20,000 going to first place, 10,000 going to second place, and 5,000 going to third place. And what happens is Volt will buy those tokens and then put them into the burn wallet for whatever project that you're part of. So that's a pretty good thing. It's a pretty nice thing. And I think it's a good way to kind of get diminish some of your supply. And to answer a quick question here, the reason that Volt looks different on the exchanges is because it's wrapped with Ethereum on one exchange and it's wrapped with USD on another exchange, or it's wrapped with BSC on another exchange, which is why you're going to see a variance like that. It's just kind of the way that it happens. So I don't think there's anything to it other than they're trading individually, and arbitrage usually will catch them up. Just takes a little while. Do you get play, or do you have to place high? As far as I know, you have to place high in order to get the win. But really, the high is just your points and how much time you've been in the game. So the whole idea is if you can stay alive for a length of time, then you're going to be in good shape. All right, moving on. The next one up is going to be Pongo. Pongo is on its way up again, slowly. You can see here that it just continues to accumulate. We're doing a little sideways action, but it went from 64 up to 76 just in the last little while. So it's a slow build, slow burn, but it seems to be moving along. Pongo now has a governance system by which you will now be able to vote on where Pongo invests its money. And when it's investing its money, what I mean is it's using its system to invest in other tokens, hoping that the price goes up. And everybody will have a chance, if you hold enough Pongo, to vote on it, and you can make a decision on what token it is or what it is that we're trying to do. What are we trying to invest in? If we want it to be Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever the case may be. And then if it's successful, then everybody who's involved is going to reap the benefits of it. So it's a pretty good system. It's a staking and reward system of sorts. And there's going to be a big portfolio, so it won't be just one token. There's going to be quite a few that are involved in it. So it looks like it's a pretty good opportunity and a pretty good idea. Moving on here, Hex, you can see now is trading at 16 cents. Now, guys, a couple days ago was trading at 12 cents. So If you're staking your hex, then you're going to be feeling pretty good today because you're up again. There's a big move that's been happening. When we were talking about this several days ago, it was down to 10 cents. Now it's at 16, but we really started coverage around here at 12. So there's a big lift that's been going on in the last few days over hex as it continues to stake. And that's it. Just stake. It just stakes itself and you earn more money because you are in it. That's all. Site Nobi, because of Site Nobi is trading a little bit up today. It was down a little bit in the last couple of days, but it's now starting to make a rise again because it's tied directly to Saitama. It's tied directly to Shibnobi. So when they start to make moves to the upside, then you're going to see that with Saitanobi too. I don't know what the staking number is right now. Full disclosure, I have 1,000 staked in Saitanobi. So my rewards so far are 558 million Saitama, and Shinja rewards are, Jesus Christ, there's so many numbers. 822 trillion. So I'm not going to claim them for a long time, but and I'm going to put a few thousand more in at some point. But the APY here is 61%. So the amount that you're making off of this is really ridiculous. It's an enormous amount that you make off of Saitanobi. So it's absolutely worth putting a small amount in here just so that you're getting both the benefits of Saitanobi and the benefits of Shib tokens and Shibnobi tokens and Saitama tokens. DCNS had a moment last night. I don't understand it fully. I'm not sure exactly what it was that happened, but the price was down here for a bit. And then it started to move, and it started to move really big, went up to this upside or in the 3,000 level. You can see when you zoom in right here, you can see right at this spot that there was about a 3,000 moment right there. And then when that happened, there was a massive cascade of sell-off. Now, the massive cascade of sell-off was not actually multiple people. It was one wallet buying and selling. So if you go down here, and it's not, when I say massive, it's not really massive. If you look here, there was a purchase of 1 ETH. There was another purchase of 1 ETH. There was another purchase of 1 ETH. It took the price up to here. And then there was a sell-off of 2 ETH and 4.3 ETH, all coming from the same wallet. And if you're tracking, then you can see it all right here. So what happened, according to Donovan, was that there was a problem with the tracking on liquidity, or there was some kind of problem. Donovan made a small statement that said that there was a problem with the liquidity pool, and that in order to fix it, they had to buy a few big amounts and then sell a few big amounts, and that would fix it. Now, that doesn't explain why you bought 3 and sold 6. So that doesn't make any sense, but that's what they did. But then if you go back and you look a little bit later on, of course, this caused a cascade of sell-off from some people because they're just not faithful. They're just, we're about to get wrecked, or whatever the case may be. And then you can see here that Donovan then bought back in, and bought back in. So you're seeing that they're making it right and fixing it, whatever it was. And they can't fix when people start to sell off. So, but this is a good position. This is actually way up from where they started. They started over here, and it was at 0.005 cents. So if you're in here, then you're up 5x, and you're probably feeling pretty good about it. DCNX, by the way, is Digital Cryptocurrency News Studios. So this is going to be one of those things that you're probably going to see a lot of later on in the future. And it's probably maybe going to be a nice thing. And hit the like button, guys. See if we can get some more people in here. And we'll keep talking crypto for just a little while. Next up on my list is Phoenix V2. Phoenix V2 is kind of trending sideways. This is one of those tokens that is undervalued. It's kind of under the radar. It's one of those things. It had that big lift off at one point a long time ago. Back in early February. It's still on the radar. They're developing quietly a gaming platform for the metaverse, and they are now taking applications for games on the metaverse. Maybe they'll tie in with Volt somewhere. Maybe they'll tie in with Shiba somewhere, and we'll see what happens. So there's not a whole lot to report here. There's just some information that we want to share with you as it comes available, and I'm tuned into this one because as an investor, I want to see it succeed.
and it's very nice to get a little information out on it every single day, if there is some information. The reason that we're just touching right now is because there's really nothing to go on. Shiba, by the way, for those of you that are tracking Shiba, there is a brand new contract. The contract was canceled because somebody sent 8 ETH to the pool, which is just crazy level stuff. And now they're switching over and swapping over to a new contract. New contract has not been activated yet. So we're waiting for the moment when the new contract is activated, and then you will see a yellow thing across the top that'll say that we have migrated to a new contract, and to click that one, and it'll take you to the correct one, but it hasn't launched yet. However, there is, it hasn't been, let me rephrase that, it hasn't been deployed yet. So if you go to, I think it's migration.shiba, migration.shiba.inu. It's very simple to do your full migration. It's not complicated at all. All you have to do is go over here, connect your wallet. If you're using a Coinbase wallet, by the way, you can't do this through your desktop. You're going to have to do it on your phone. But you'll go to this site, migration.shibainu.io. Take that address down, go into your Coinbase wallet, go to your dApps window, put it in your dApps window there, and then do the transaction from there. If you're using MetaMask, and all you have to do is connect your wallet, then it will tell you what your balance is, and then you're going to click approve down here, and then it's going to ask you another question to initiate or something like that, and then it'll ask you to migrate, and then you'll hit all 3 buttons, and then it will migrate over. There's the new contract number so that you can see it. I'm going to post it right now in this window just so you can see. There you go. So that way you can see what the contract is for Shiba, and you make your play over there. Excuse me. But Shiba, by the way, you can still earn Shiba, by the way, and you will see it still building up in your wallet. So don't be nervous about that. Continue to play the game, continue to earn. Let's take a look real quick at the cryptocurrency market. Bitcoin has stayed above 47,000. We were told, and everybody believes, that if we can stay over 47,000 for about 24 hours, then that means that we are going to let the bull run commence. So we're up 6.6% on the 24 and 14.3% on the 7-day. Ethereum is at 6.3 and 16.6. These are great signs. And if you're not familiar with crypto, on the hour, and I think if you're watching me, then you're probably familiar with crypto, but if you're not on the hour, then what is happening right now is the overseas markets are taking their profit. They're pulling out right now, and then in just a short period of time, you're going to see some moves to the upside when the American markets open. Right now, it's 8:38 in New York City. Around 9 o'clock, you're going to start seeing everything start to turn back to the green. So this is probably going to be their last little candle of the red, hopefully for the day. It looks like there's no real news that's capsizing the market, that's bringing anything down. So I want to say that we're going to be in great shape and that things are going to start looking really good. So that's the way I see it as we are right now. So let's get into some comments and let's see what's going on for the day. How is everybody doing? All right. Good morning. Yeah, Saitama's pumping good. Saitama is having a nice run. I'm telling everybody, just kind of watch it with caution right now, because you don't know how this is going to play out. It looks like it's good. It looks like it wants to run. It looks like this is their best position. But as you can see right here, there's massive amounts of selling that are still going to go on. People are still not happy, and people are still going to pull out. So play this run carefully. You can see here, the reason that this number is pumping like this is a giant buy-in. And let's see who's buying in. Somebody's buying in 530,000 of Saitama, but that person already holds a lot of Saitama. So getting 118,000. This person already held 400,000
in Saitama, or 100,000 in Saitama. So it's somebody who's probably been in here buying back in. So that's a whale coming back. I don't want to underscore that. So anytime a whale comes back, that's a great thing. So be happy that you're seeing it. But again, you look here, this is where it was. And this is what we talked about at the beginning of this broadcast, that at the top here, we were going to have this nice number here, but this wick was going to grow because people are going to take their profits. Now, if the U.S. market in the next few minutes opens up a little bit early, maybe they'll hold on and maybe they'll start pushing this thing back up. But as it's looking right now, there are a lot of people doing a lot of selling off to try to get themselves situated and get out of the product. Guys, you can't have negativity for a long period of time or extended period of time and expect that you're just going to moon. So there'll be a struggle, maybe some sideways movement in the next few hours. One of the things that you've noticed in your Saitama run-ups is it doesn't sustain itself for very long. So we're already on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 green candles, 2 of them very big. So when it happens like that, there's a lot of profit taking that's going to happen. There's a lot of unhappy people. You still have to deal and contend. And when you get here, this is where you're going to run into the massive amount of resistance that exists. That's that red line right there. As you see here, we're touching just a little close to that red line. And every time you get close to that red line, you're seeing a massive sell down. So trade with caution, my friends. Saitama said they have a new top exchange listing. Yes, OKX. What do you think of the reason the chart for Volt looks so different on the various exchanges? We already covered that. Okay. Good morning, man. What's going on? Are you still bullish on Kuma? Am I, the thing about Kuma is, like, I'm not sure what to make of it. It's trying to replicate Shiba. It's trying to replicate these tokens that do things without a marketing budget. And can you sustain something without a marketing budget in today's world when everybody else has a marketing budget? Because we're not creating new money. This market is not a market that sustains brand new tokens with brand new ideals and principles. This is a market that does what it does. And right now, what it does is it takes marketing wallets to sustain itself. So I'm not sure if there's any money to be made in Kuma. It's long-term money. It's a great community. There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of Shiba investors that are still over there. So I'm sure that it's going to have a moment. I'm sure that it's going to have a run. Just going to take a little bit of time because it has to. You have to give it some time and let things develop. I think the charts on Volt will converge at some point. Yeah, they're going to converge at some point. It's going to take just a little bit of time. Yeah, OKEX is a great listing. Like that's really good. The problem is sustaining it. The problem is that this can't be your only thing that you're riding on because it doesn't sustain itself. What would be happening, Stan, at the very best thing that could happen right now would be that you get the OKX listing. Then you follow this up with a working Saita mask and a successful Saita Realty launch. Like all the pieces, if they pop into place at the right time, then that makes a move. And you got to think that a move like that with positive momentum and positive sentiment can start this thing up and bust through this, because this, and you can't understate this, this is a massive level of resistance. This whole thing right here is a long period of time. This is from February all the way through March. So this is the level of resistance that you're now experiencing, and that is a lot. It's right in here. That's going to be a lot. And then when you get done with this, just for full disclosure, you're going to see this resistance start to pick up right here, and over here on the other side, you're going to see that there was a lot of resistance in the beginning. So there's resistance as you're going up. You got to remember those things. You got to remember that there's a fight. That fight is going to happen right here. All of these people that are right here lost a whole bunch in the last bunch of time. Now, imagine over here, and I'm not saying that you're not talking about a good thing, but imagine that you bought it in 1984, you bought it 2000, and you did that on February 11, thinking that you were going to have a working and functioning Saita mask, and you still don't have a working and functioning Saita mask. to the extent that you want, where you can have full liquidity, you can do all the things that you want to do with it. You're not there yet. But imagine that you invested over here, and what you've seen is you've seen rocket launches in this market. You've seen Terrarium go 5x while you're sitting here at half of where you were. All of these little things add up to people being unhappy. So when you get to the point where you can get your money back, you're going to get your money back and you're going to get out because you never know what's going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of those. So you have to remember that this is a long-term move. And as you can see right here, the price just did not support 1,550 right now, and it got rejected. And now we're building back up, and we'll see where we go in the next little while. But it's being rejected at a lot of different points. All Yahoo FUD Saitama, what now, bitch? It's at 1,400, bro. I don't know that don't pamp down your celebration until you actually turn a profit would be the best thing that you could say about it. Because if you're down and you're still wrecked and you still can't support going over 1,600, then you're not doing anything. Because if you can't bust through this 1,600 support line, then you're going to be back down here at, I don't want to say 10, I would say probably 12, but you're going to be back down at 1,200 before you know it. So let's actually get through the resistance here. Before we start celebrating. But it's good as a first start to redemption for Saitama, which still, by the way, doesn't have Cider Realty because it didn't launch and it failed in every aspect. Like there's a lot of bad to go along with any good that's happening. So give it just a little bit of time. No, he deserves an answer. Any thought about Dogelon on Mars? Not really. I saw that it was trending a little while ago. We can go take a look at it. Right here. $99.66 getting quite a pump right now. Looks like a lot of people are wanting some success here. Not near an all-time high though, but it's a good move upwards. Like that's a pretty good move. It consolidated in a pretty good spot too. So by the way, for anybody who's looking for a lot of action here today, I don't think we're going to see a lot of action. I don't think that this market right now will focus on any meme coins. I think we've got a few days before that becomes a thing. I think what we're looking at right now is we're seeing maybe some runs like Saitama has a use case right now with Cytomask. Even if it's not functioning to the best that it will at some point in the future, it has a use case. So we might see a little run off of Saitama. Hex is a staking mechanism. So we'll see a little run off of Hex maybe. But the rest of the tokens are probably going to struggle just a little bit until there's a real firm use case that people can see. Volt may have a run because it's got a game. It's a brand new game, and more people are finding out about the game, and you can earn real world money. Same thing with Shiba. Like you might earn real world money, so you might see that. Things with a good use case might get on a little bit of a run, but the big run is going to be happening right now on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then it's going to spread down to some altcoins, blockchains first, and then it'll cascade down from there. So we've got a little bit of time before we start to see that big movement. Remember, the last time it happened was October, beginning of October. We saw those big moves and those big lifts on all the meme tokens because people are taking their altcoin money and they're moving it down. Bobatama, by the way, continuing to struggle to find support. It looks like the support line really does kind of kick in right at about 95. So seems like maybe it's broken some support and might be hitting a new, might be struggling to hit a new low. It's got a line to bounce off of, but that line doesn't come until, I mean, there's a little bit at 85 and then there's a move down to about 76. So if it doesn't find support and get something going back up, then you might expect a little bit more downside on Bobatama, and it might be a good opportunity for you to get in on Bobatama because that ghost wallet is going to be a big, big deal. Ape, by the way, if anybody's not paying attention, Ape is now ranked number 55 in all cryptocurrencies. And it was trading a little over 15. Now it's at 14. So it's still kind of treading along bouncing up and down, but it's going higher up and higher up and higher up every time. I don't feel like, by the way, this is a market cap of 2.5 billion, and I don't feel like this has a long way to go. I just don't see it. I know everybody wants to have it do something, but I just don't see it, and that's okay. We're not always going to agree on everything, but I don't think that it has the run in it that people think that it's going to have. Zoom out, then look at Saitama. Yeah, but that's okay. I mean, Saitama has a long way to go. They have a lot of work to do, but if they do the work and they put in the work, then they're going to have a moment where it just starts to moon, and you may not even know why it's mooning, but you're going to see it happen, and there's going to be sell-off at every single spot. Don't worry about trends on these charts. You can get trending. Yeah. What do you think about ShipNado? I don't think about ShipNado yet. As a matter of fact, somebody just reached out to me to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it, and we're going to see what I think about it in short order. I haven't followed up with what is it, Telegram this morning. So, but there was some conversation, and I mean, we'll see where that conversation goes. Let's see, what else do we have here? Hirokagi. We've got Hirokagi still sitting out here. For those of you that don't know, they are working on basically they want to become like a security system. And you can see right here, this is one of those tokens. They had a nice launch. Then they consolidated almost near the beginning. And now they're consolidating way up here. 365 holders, but they're faithful holders, understanding that this is a long-term project. And it's a long-term project that is designed to help people that need to incubate. It's like an incubator system where a new token wants to launch. They're going to go to Hirokagi. Hirokagi is going to help them get their token launched. Hirokagi will require, to prevent rug pulls, they will require you to make a deposit and then wrap your token in a safe deposit box so that some of the liquidity so you cannot be rug pulled, so that the people get their money back. It's a protection mechanism, and then they will give like a stamp of approval on it. And then once you've got that stamp of approval, then you're basically a preferred product in the Hirokagi realm, which, having a stamp of approval and making that stamp of approval mean something and cause a token to moon, knowing that you have at least a little safety and satisfaction to know that you're not going to be completely rugged on any token that has the Hirokagi seal of approval. That's actually a pretty good thing. So I think that they've got, once they're developed and once their ecosystem is in place, which they are working on right now, once that happens, then I think we're going to feel really good about where they are. And I'm not sure how many people are going to use it. Like most people are going to try to, there's a lot of degen play. So the degen play is going to come into it, and we'll see what happens. But I think that covers. What else are we looking at? Let's go look at, we haven't looked at this in a while. Let's go look at Sandshoe and see where it's trading. Sandshoe on the wrapped Ethereum. Sandshoe's been struggling for a long time. I don't think that, I think as meme tokens go, they've been just kind of idling across. Yeah, so this channel had them going down for a long period of time, and now it's just been kind of sideways action. There was a little pump up to 2,300, it looks like, a little while back. There was a drop down, and they gained a zero, then they gained it, and they came back up. It looks like they're on the uptrend again right now, so that one's looking pretty good. Kishu. Wondering how Kishu's doing. Kishu, by the way, has some of that Saitama level stuff there, because they've got so many reflections and so many hodlers that they've got 255,000 holders. And if you look at what's going on here, especially in the 4-hour chart, like, it's just been dry for a little while. Yeah, that doesn't look right. That cannot be. I wrapped Ethereum. There we go. We'll probably see more activity with the wrapped Ethereum one. 1774 is the trade. That's actually not a bad price for them. They've actually been kind of trading around that for a long period of time. 171 million market cap. So, and yeah, they're up pretty good on the day, and it's been down, but I mean, there's just not a lot of activity across the board. Here was their big moment over here, which followed. This was the October moment, followed by their all-time high over here. So, maybe they get another run. Maybe we get started and get this big movement up here in meme tokens. But remember, even whether you like Kishu or not, they are one of the they're one of the best run tokens in the meme coin space. There's a lot of things that have always been under the hood, a lot of things that have always been working for this token in their advantage. If you play these dips right, by the way, you can make a little bit off of it, but you have to be very careful because these are sometimes you get stuck in one of these and you get in a long-term play, but this is a down product. So, maybe you'll see some upside to it. Maybe it'll play out pretty good. Who knows? But Starlink, I'm going to check in on them. I've literally not looked at my bag of Starlink in a very long time. Somebody asked me about it the other day, and I just poked my head in, and it was trading at about 1,700. So it is still trading at about 1,700. Actually, it dipped down, and it's on the move back up. So, maybe there's going to be some good announcements pretty soon. I did think, by the way, going back to up here, I thought that we were going to hit this, and this was going to be caused to make it bounce up and get into that dropping zero mode. But there's just been no strong sentiment in the metaverse in a while. So we're waiting for that moment where the metaverse starts to pick up, and then when that happens, maybe we'll see something happen. Hinu, Inu, and Mononoke. All right, we'll give them a check out. Let's see what's going on there. I've been waiting for Hina to do something for a long period of time. I have like a small amount, so I've just kind of been watching it, wondering if it was still supported, and it seemed like it was still supported. So I'm just kind of holding on to it. It's got a 5 million market cap. That big run over there. That's when I started. That's when it was on my radar, and I was like, wow, it's actually doing something. I can see a pump. Hinu is on a pump right now, so that's a good opportunity. Maybe we'll see where it goes. But if you're not in down here, then the odds are, based on this, the odds are that you're probably going to be wrecked if you get in right now. It's a difficult move. So I would prefer to be in down here instead. Mononoke. Mononoke Inu. 975. Chart tells me something's going on. So from 88 to 97 in the last couple of hours. A lot of that might be some of the Ethereum wrapping. This had a big moment way back in the day. So, it could get back, but I mean, that's down like 80%. Is that right? That's down about 80%. That's down about 90% from the high. And it's had a lot of high on it. So yeah, this is really bad. This is going to need a lot of work to get back to any semblance of something. Is there anything working? Is there anything going on? I mean, let's take a look at Twitter, and do we have any support going on? It's been some time. There will be news regarding our gaming ecosystem this week. All right, so we've got gaming going on, and people are now paying attention to it. So if they make some kind of push and they give us something tangible, then maybe it's a good play. It looks like there was a move right here just because of that announcement. So that seems to be a good thing. Speaking of metaverse plays, Zilliqa has a nice run this weekend. All right, let's take a look at this one then. Oops. I don't think I spelled that right. All right. Is that the one on Pancake Swap with 26,000 holders? Ooh, that was a big play. Yeah, they've got a nice run going on. Obviously, there's some resistance up here at around the 12 point, but this has been a good run. Where are we at here? Zill. Interesting website. You know, this website is more annoying than it is informational. All it's doing is just trying to impress me with stuff. So that's a little weird. Zill is your portal to the blockchain world, enabling you to create user-friendly dApps more easily. Okay, so it's an ecosystem. There's your dashboard. It allows staking. Explore the world's first sharding-based blockchain. Okay, now you got my attention. Who's building on Zilliqa? Here we go. So I've never seen any one of these. Atomic Wallet. Let me take that back. I have seen Atomic Wallet and Valkyrie and Wintermute. Yeah, this might be one of those that has a run. What's the price on it again? 1.5 billion already. Man, if this were a much lower market cap, this would be a highly recommended play. Like, it would be a really good. When you look over here, you look at this run up, like it's just catching up to where it was before, and you know, on the 4 hour, actually, this really looks intriguing. Let's refresh. So on the day chart, it looks like the biggest that we've ever had was the launch. Okay, so that I don't like. That's May of what, 21? April and May of 21. So it launched, and the launch price was ridiculous. Then it rushed up to 24 cents. Then it collapsed all the way down here as it was working on, I assume, whatever was going on. And then it dropped all the way down to 4 cents. So if you were in there at 4 cents and you were looking at this at 3.5 cents, then you're going to be feeling really good about yourself today. I assume that they must have made some kind of announcement that they're launching something. Yeah, Kronos. I haven't looked into the dark crypto. I keep hearing about it, but I haven't taken the moment to do anything. I've got Kronos staked, and I'm just kind of sitting on it. So I didn't do any of the Crow nodes, which I wanted to do, but I didn't do because it started getting complicated when people started explaining it to me, and then I was like, I get busy, so I wasn't able to do anything. Solid roadmap, blockchain, metaverse partnership with someone who was announced this weekend. I forgot who. Okay, so there's somebody out there. There's a good pump happening because of it. I think we're all going to get like a little pump soon. I'm a little worried. OKX is going to disqualify Saitama for pushing us users to sign up using a VPN. Okay, Craig, nobody pushed you to sign up using a VPN. Saitama did that. Faltron himself did that. That is not OKX. OKX just told you get 5,000 users to put $10 in. That is a Saitama thing. That is not an OKEX thing. So I would not blame the people that didn't have anything to do with whatever game is being run because there's a game being run. If it happens and it's negative, hey man, don't worry about it because you weren't doing shit before that. You know, you were having that moment where there's a struggle, and it's okay because at some point Saitama will turn it around. So if this is not that moment, don't worry about it. It's still going to be fine. I highly recommend play is Pulse X and Pulse. Yeah, so Damien, I've already sacrificed into Pulse and Pulse X. So yeah, I'm waiting for that moment where all that stuff. Yeah, I think so too. I think that what he was saying was that he didn't like the fact that he was being pushed by Faltron to do something which is um, inappropriate. But you know what? Hey man, it's DeFi space, so it's probably it's probably not going to be an issue because I don't think that they're going to care one way or another. I think they probably wanted to list it. I mean, obviously they want all of those people that for those tokens, they want them on there. And then, of course, when you get on there, maybe get a little bit of traction, and then all these things get forgotten. So don't worry about it. But it's kind of, I mean, it's a bad look. Listen, it's a bad look when you have Russ out here saying that there's hundreds of thousands of people trying to use CytoMask, but you can't even get 5,000 people to sign up for OKEX without cheating. Then what does that say? And I know it's not what you want, but what does that really say about the people that you have? Like that's weird. That's a bad situation. So make it a good situation, get some more active holders and everything will be fine. Quick question. I'm still new to the meme token space. I'm still learning. Do you think it's possible to make 20K a month if I'm investing at least 1 or 2 ETH? Is it possible to make 20K a month? It's possible to do anything. It's possible that you put 1 or 2 ETH into, you put half ETH into a couple of different plays and one of them pops off and makes you some life-changing money. Matter of fact, on the morning of the 30th of March, CoinViewCap, which is one of my sponsors, by the way, and you can see that up here in the top left-hand side, CoinViewCap will be a sponsor for the channel for a month, along with Shiba, Pongo, and Volt. CoinViewCap is launching on March 30, 1 p.m., something like that, and it's probably going to have a little run. If you've not looked at it and you've not seen it, then here is CoinViewCap. It is just like CoinGecko. It's just like all the other websites, only it has something like Hex on here. It's going to have rankings for Saitama. It's going to have rankings for Floki. It's going to have real rankings for these based on their market cap. It's going to include them into these lists where Binance is not through CoinMarketCap. Plus, there's a news window over here, and this is probably one of the best news windows that you will see. It's a great aggregator. Here you go. You've got right here Austin Hilton. Shiba Inu breaks into the, I don't know what it is, but Bitcoin hits 47K. Now you've got some analysis on these. You got today's crypto news. You've got most read news, so you can go through here and look at what's being read. Related news, featured news, today's top stories. Nelson Mandela's arrest warrant NFT sold for $130,000 to UAE buyer. Here's the editor's pick for the day, and just information that you need to know during the course of your day about cryptocurrency. And this is one of the best sites for you to go get it. Then there's a list of exchanges over here. This is not a ranking system for exchanges. So when you're looking at them and you click on them, it's just going to give you some basic information about them. And then here's some related exchanges. So then you have your own watch list, and then you have your blockfolio. I'm not registered to do that yet because I think you have to manually. Yeah, I think you have to manually do this stuff when you do it. So, I don't like manually typing. I just use my wallet for that. When it allows import, then it'll be a lot cooler. But this is very good. Despite that, it's very good. I don't think Craig meant it that way. I didn't mean it that way. Craig Saitama already won. Yeah, they've already won. I can't imagine. They want them to be on there, so they're going to overlook the thing. Happen to know the price of CBC. I'm sick and tired of believes he lies a lot about Russ. Okay, tell me something that I lied about. I'd be happy. I will be happy to hear about that. What did I lie about concerning Russ? I'm willing to listen. I haven't. Yeah, I haven't done anything. I turned it off. God damn it. let me share it one more time. Let me go back and look at CVC. And there we go. All right, so here's CVC. Sorry about that. Well, yes, I am retarded. So CVC has, and let me take that off. So you have your Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, everything, and this is a tracking mechanism for it. Then you go over here to the news aggregator, and the news aggregator has all of the information you could possibly want about cryptocurrency, what's going on in the market. And then down here, most read news, today's crypto news, related news, featured news, today's top stories, and the editor's pick. And here we go. Over 400 billion enters crypto market cap in 30 days as global economy dwindles. People are starting to put their money back into crypto. So feel good about that, because it was at 1.7 trillion not long ago, and now it's at 2.1 trillion. So at least we're moving back up, and that's a pretty good sign. Trending news. 1 year ago, a little over 1 year ago, the crypto market was about 1 trillion. So you really have to look at it. There's a tremendous amount of growth that's happened in this period of time. Well, I don't see Exelon saying anything about what I lied about regarding Russ. So I guess there's no lies, and that was an uncomfortable. This is an uncomfortable silence. All right. Can't wait until Terra and Saitama lose the umbilical cord they have with each other. Same thing happened with Shinja. It just takes a little bit of time. Saitama holders were real salty because they don't like Dr. Praveen moving away. They felt like they were entitled to his money, and that they own his life and his money, and that he cannot use his money for anything else anywhere else, that he has to be invested in Saitama forever. Same with Milton, same for RD Price, same with Wilbur. All of these people are supposed to be with Saitama forever, and when they weren't, they got real mad about it. So that's what happened. And then they started attacking them from there. And then those people started attacking back, and then that's just the way it is. Get in first. So yeah, so Legacy, I'm not sure how many hours it's going to take for that to happen. What you're going to see is you're probably going to see, like, I would get in first time. I would take, if I were you and I were looking to get in as best I can on the launch, people are going to be taking profits because there's 1,500 Ethereum in there, but it might just run for a good period of time before it does that. Let me show you the Terra chart. Terra was a pretty highly anticipated project with a pre-sale on it. So you look at the day chart over here. I'm going to switch to like the 1 hour, and then we'll zoom out and you can see the launch here. When it launched with this candle right here. Then in the second hour, it got this candle. In the third hour, it got this candle. In the fourth hour, it got this candle. In the fifth hour, it got this candle. And that became too high. And then people started taking profits. But as you can see right here, they didn't take too many profits. So if this CoinView cap plays out this way, then over the course of a couple days, you will see it start to just make a massive move. Excuse me. I'm allergic to my bullshit. And it looks like just in a couple days that it did like a 2.5x. So, I mean, it's entirely possible. It depends on the start price. This market right here just went kind of crazy. I'm not saying that CoinView Cap is going to start and have this kind of run, but Terra is now at a $238 million market cap, and CoinView Cap has every bit the opportunity to have that same sort of oh Lord. It has the same sort of opportunity. So we'll see what happens. No, I don't think you should worry about it. Like I think that they're going to want, they want to be they want Saitama to be listed. That's why they put them up. So believes always speaks negative about Saitama. No, I don't. I speak negative about Russ. He's probably being paid to FUD on the Wolfpack. I'm not being paid to FUD on the Wolfpack. I do that shit for free, and I don't do it on the Wolfpack except for the three clowns, Faltron, Kelbell, and what's the other ding dong? Jonathan P.R. Torres, that do these things where Faltron threatened to beat the shit out of one of my friends. And Kelbell called one of my other friends' wife's a whore, along with Jonathan P.R. Torres. So if you think that I have any respect for people who do that, then you would be misinformed. Trying to work through some stuff, man. Saitama is due for getting something right. Exactly right. They are due to get, at some point, they're going to figure shit out. And if you've ever watched anything that I have done, then you will know that I keep saying that they've got to get this one right. This one has to be right. This one has to, like, you cannot screw up these things the way they're screwing these things up. Like, there has to be some spot in which you just stop making these boneheaded mistakes. Like, you can make mistakes. You can screw stuff up, but these are just clown shoe. Like, listen, say what you want about Saita Realty. They launched it with a week's notice, letting everybody know that everything's going to be perfect and everything's going to be fine. They had no problem with this. This was their moment. This was the moment that Saitama had everything just right, and they screwed it completely up to the point that you still can't buy it. And it's Monday. Think this through. This is not me. I didn't make that happen. I'm on YouTube giving my opinion. And if you think that I have 15,500 subscribers, of which maybe 3,000 watch the Saitama content. So if you think my 3,000 people all sold and wrecked your token, you're out of your mind. People just want to be informed, and they want the truth, and they feel like I give them the truth, even if it's the hard truth that they don't want to hear. Here's what you're getting when you go into a Twitter Spaces with a bunch of Saitama people. La 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 la. That's what you're getting. You're getting an echo chamber. They're not being critical. Now, hell, part of this is because some of them are wrecked. The other part is some of them believe that there's going to be a better day. I happen to believe that there's going to be a better day. I just haven't seen it yet. And it's okay for you to get frustrated when you put your money in. And if you take a fair analysis and you take a fair look at this chart right here, I'm not making anything up. Like, just imagine how many people have invested, and we have to go back to 4 hour for this, but imagine how many people invested in this run up. Now, remember, I started talking about Saitama back here in August. Okay. And the price here was lower than it is now. So all of this run up right here, all of this, and all of this, imagine how many people are in right around here and up. Think about how many people this represents. And then on the way down, think about how many people thought, oh, well, this is not going to stand like this. This is just going to keep going up again. And all of these people are absolutely wrecked right now. And those guys, they want those people to just say, oh, well, it's going to be fine. The guy who keeps screwing it up is going to get it right. So it's not fair to those people. And listen, I don't give a shit about Russ. I don't give a shit about Elon. I don't give a shit about Manny the Hitman. I'm told that Nam, Gabriel, and Max are very nice men that are very honest. They should be part of any person's team. That's what I'm told. I'm told that Russ is a shyster, but I don't believe that. I think Russ is actually just a businessman, and people just take it for being, because they don't like businessmen sometimes when they talk. I don't have any respect for Elon Mansour. He's a clown. Like, if you're a marketer, how can you not market anything? I haven't seen Elon Mansour market anything in the time I've been an investor. I've spent more time talking to Nam. I've spent more time talking to almost everybody, and I've never even talked to Russ. So take it for what you will, but I don't think these people know what they're doing in many different aspects. and they're trying to make a go of something. But you have to believe, number one, that the hype that got him to $7.7 billion market cap, that came from Russ. Russ is very good at getting people hyped up, or was when he had positive sentiment behind him. So when he gets positive sentiment behind him again, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to get people hyped up. He's going to get people moving. He's going to get people working. He's going to get people motivated, and they're going to continue doing it. And then at some point, all of this is just going to fall by the wayside, and people are going to start to get their money back. But you cannot understate that people are angry, and you're seeing it right now in that price chart, because just a few minutes ago, you were at 15, and as soon as you got to 15, what happened? A massive sell-off, and now we're on a red candle. And it's the same thing that happened over here. You can't get above this resistance. And I keep pointing it out. This resistance is actually probably lower, but I put the resistance up here higher because this is an entire, I mean, you can see it here. Like, this is an entire mess of resistance that you're going to have on the way back up from people just wanting to get back out because, oh my God, they got screwed and they're getting wrecked and it's not going anywhere. So you gotta fight through that and make something of it, and then we'll see what happens. So rather be pissed about the truth, and I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Excuse me. I try to be honest, and I'm not always going to agree with you, and I'm not always going to agree with your truth, but I'm going to tell you my truth, and we're going to see what happens. Keep it with Baby Dogecoin. Do you think it will do well moving forward? I don't think it has a. I mean, my simple answer for Baby Doge is no. And the answer is simply no, because at what point does a token that's based on nothing but hype start to fall by the wayside? They have a great marketing company, CrowdCreate. CrowdCreate did a fantastic job of creating something out of Baby Dogecoin. They were remarkable, but that time has passed now. That time is over. And I don't see a big market anymore. Their spaces are so surreal but entertaining for me. Right. It's you can listen to it and you can hear them and you're like, wow, I can't believe that. Like, there's an echo chamber. And quite honestly, you have to remember that when you're trying to be positive about something, then you have mantras and you have chants and you have different things to inspire people. I mean, you have an entire Bible full of reasons for you to celebrate certain things, and like that's, you know, like religions are based on that because that's something that works. So to hear it in one of these echo chambers, that's not unheard of. I mean, it's that's what we do. We start chanting the gospel of whatever it is that we're doing, and they're just speaking the gospel of Saitama. And when something doesn't work, it's everybody else's fault. Like, I could say here, how dare Russ come on any live stream or any stream whatsoever and blame me or blame YouTubers for his failures. That's insane. That's nonsense. And it's ridiculous. But he did it, and it was implied that we're to blame for the problems over there instead of him blaming his product for not working or his programmer for not programming properly. There's got to be something in there that's their fault. They just put it on everybody else and blame everybody else. And that's just not, that's ridiculous. It's a lack of ownership. Ugh. Probably never going to start doing videos on Baby Doge because they don't pay anybody for videos. They have a process, and it's about creating new holders through a different mechanism. So I probably just won't be involved with them at any point. If I throw money in it, I probably won't even talk about it. Say, Tom, yep. Pongo's about to have a run. We're going to see that Pongo run coming pretty soon. The governance thing was the first step. There's a couple more steps. Michael talked to me about them, but I can't reveal them until it's time. And then I think there's going to be kind of a move. And we're going to see like some cool things happening. Thanks for all you do, believes. Yeah, hey man, no problem. It's what I do. I like talking about crypto. I'm passionate about it, and I like sharing that passion with other people. All right, guys. Lack of accountability is exactly right. There is a lack of accountability, and I don't think that you can fix that because the way I equate it, and it's disrespectful to them because I don't think that they feel that way, but I think that it's I think that Saitama LLC basically has the token hostage, and they say that it's a renounced contract, and that nobody controls it, but then they control everything about it. So they're going to do whatever they're going to do because they're Saitama LLC. But it would be nice if there were a way or a mechanism in which a more adept and capable team could take over that product. We just don't have that. Phoenix V2, I hear you, man. I talked about them earlier, so go hit the replay, and you can see me talking about Phoenix V2. Volt, matter of fact, we played some game earlier, and you can see the gameplay in the video a little while ago. I hate this, injecting liquidity and working on our back end. I lost my 90% capital because of this shit. Right. Yeah, man, I don't know what to tell you about those. Like they say what they say and do what they do, and they think that, listen, that thing a couple days ago, Saturday, I think it was, when Russ had that AMA to explain why it doesn't work again. All he did was just use big words to try to make you feel like you're just too dumb to understand it, and that everybody who's an investor is just a hillbilly yokel, and he's the only smart person in the room. Like, that's the way I felt when I listened to it. And I listened for 10 minutes, and I was on Legal Aliens chat with Mr. Liddy and I think Bert from Wealthyverse, and like I just left. I was like, guys, I can't listen to this shit anymore. Like, I'm gonna go do something. I'll talk to you later. Like, that was ridiculous. I wish they bought out and run by another company. Yeah. Xeno will do big things in 2022. Xeno will do big things in 2022. They've got the best market. They don't have the best marketing team. I can't say that. They have the best art department in all of crypto. Although some of the things that they were doing just recently were kind of tired. Like, they've created some models, they've created some stuff, and then when they're putting them in there, they don't look fully functional in a way that, like, at first it was really nice. Now it looks like they're just churning content out, if that makes sense. I thought it looked really good at first. Now it's just the same thing every time. So I'm not as impressed as I was in the beginning, but we'll see. Like, I mean, they'll pick up I feel like they're going to pick it up. And if they come out with a 3D game for Zombie Inu, then that would just be brilliant. I agree. I think Volt 2 is going to be huge. I think as soon as the migration happens, it's going to be awesome. Saitama is a very slow rug pull if you really look at it. Well, I say that I'm going to say no to that because if you look at almost any token, and let's start with the granddaddy of them all, Shiba. Shiba looks like, I mean, they have the same chart. You can go in here and you can look at Shiba. And I think I'm on the day chart right here. No, let me get on the day chart. On the day chart, you can look at Shiba and you can see, like, this was their initial run, then this was their second run, and then here they are consolidating on their way back down. But if you take this part out of the equation and you go just back to here, then you see this was the start. This is when they were doing nothing. This is when they had a big run. This is when they announced that November 13th they were going to have their launch party, right? Then this is what happened for the months leading after that. Like, look at how long it took. And then around October, things started to change, and then bam, everything went parabolic one more time, and they had this nice big 10x run. So I tend to think the same thing, that Saitama is going to get over this big collapse that they had, and they're going to end up doing it all over again, and they're going to create new highs. So that's the way I look at it. It's short-sighted to think that they're just going to slowly rug pull. I don't think that they are. But anyway, guys, that's my time. This was not financial advice. Take your profits on the way up. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And remember, I'm Bleav, and I'm always right. And you guys have a good day.